Hello everyone, welcome to BIZBoost Talks Live. I am your friendly host Riteshu Sen Jaiswar, the Chief of Media at BIZBoost, and right now we are broadcasting live from North Carolina and Delhi NCR on 6 channels across X, Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, and more. As it's a new month, a new beginning, a new mindset, and a new vision. So, on the behalf of the entire BizBoost team, I wish you all a great start to the month ahead. May it be filled with joy and success. To amplify your thoughts, experience, and expertise, we have a very special guest, none other than the CEO of renowned publishing house, Chosen Pen Publishing, and astounding Forbes author, TEDx speaker, and author advocate, the First Lady, Dr. Norma McLauchlin. Hi, Dr. Norma. Welcome to BizBoost Talks Live.
Good morning. Good morning. And thank you. I appreciate the opportunity for joining you all today and letting us share some of the things that we are doing here at Chosen Pen Publishing.
Yeah, indeed. It is going to be an amazing session. Oh my God, I have hit the jackpot. Thank you so much, Dr. Norma, for your valuable time. And so, guys, let me tell you, she is not only a multi niche master coach, master publisher, master literary consultant, multi topic speaker, and global philanthropist, but also a serial business founder and owner. Through her diverse endeavors, she continues to inspire and empower individuals and organizations worldwide. So, hi, Dr. Norma. Once again, a very warm welcome to the BizBoost Talks Live. And the stage is all yours. How are you feeling today?
I'm feeling quite well, thank you. We have a lot of irons in the fire, but I'm doing well today and getting in preparation for one of our weekend events that we will be flying out for on Thursday. So
Great,
in the process of trying to do that, I'm also trying to get packed and that kind of thing.
Oh, wow. We are honored to have you over here. So, before diving into the wisdom of your words, I'd like to ask you one thing. It might be a question you've heard thousands of times, but still I'm eager to listen to you. So, your passion for forgiveness is evident, Dr. Nama. Could you share some insights from your years of study on forgiveness and its potential to heal relationships and communities?
Well, as you know, in the Christian community, forgiveness is a large piece of that, a major piece of that. Without it, we know that there's no need of us claiming that we are Christians. Excuse me. But down through the years, of course, I knew that. I preached that. I studied that. I did Bible studies on that. But unfortunately, obviously, I did not take that totally to heart. It happened with me and an experience in doing one of my teachings of Bible study and teaching on the Holy Spirit. It was revealed to me through one of our things that I've come up with is called the Ba experience, that you breathe and then you ask God to reveal to you, well, if you're harboring any unforgiveness in your heart. And during one of those sessions, the Holy Spirit spoke to me and said that you are harboring unforgiveness. And I'm going, no. You know, I'm good. I walk in forgiveness. I practice forgiveness and all this. And then a vision of my brother-in-law came to light and let me know that, oh, I really have made a mess with this particular situation and caused total damage through the bitterness and the actions that I had towards him for things that he had done to my sister. And I had caused unforgiveness to fester in my family, which obviously, and we know if there is unforgiveness and it's continued, that it not only happens to you, it happens to your family, to your immediate family, to your extended family, your neighborhood, your community, because you're obviously having negative conversations about this particular person. And that's what I was doing. Even though I'm saying I'm a Christian, I'm walking upright, I'm following the principles of my faith, but that particular one, I was not. So that brought it to the light, and I'm going, okay, I'm going to do this. I did it. I went back. I asked for forgiveness of those who I wronged, whom I talked about, to my neighbors, my friends. And so now I do walk in forgiveness. If anything happens, I know that forgiveness is a lifelong process, that you need to address it right then and there. And we know at that point, I'm going, okay, well, forgiveness is for yourself, forgiveness is for others, forgiveness is for God. So I had to practice all of those areas of unforgiveness in order to heal myself and bring myself to being the best person that I needed to be, and stop and letting people know that I had been operating in unforgiveness, and that was a mess. But now it's a wonderful thing. That was a few years ago. Well, that was probably about 20 years ago, but that has come forth. But that has been my mission ever since, for the healing and the freedom that comes with forgiveness, the reconciliation, and in helping others to also realize that, you know, you're having issues and you can't move forward, because when you do have a harboring unforgiveness, you're stuck and you're really not able to move forward in a way that you should. And so I did realize that in another situation before then let me know that I was still harboring some unforgiveness, even during this, when I went back home, that I helped to integrate in the 60s, one of the white high schools there, during the integration process, and that I was still harboring some unforgiveness towards those people that were there. So I had to also deal with that to make me fully heal and not continue to harbor unforgiveness towards others.
Bravo, you are such an optimistic lady, such a strong lady. I really appreciate you. And on that note, Dr. Norma, you at Chosen Pen Publishing conduct events with vibrant themes such as 21st century motherhood. Then you are going to conduct 21st century fatherhood in this month, I guess, and bunch of books, author book fair, TEDx tour, and many more to empower authors, speakers, and other communities. So how have they been so far, as we are already in the mid of 2024? So what is next in your 2024 calendar?
Well, our 24th June, of course, is one of our big events. As I was mentioned earlier, this weekend we are doing a forgiveness and nutrition event in Kansas City, Wichita, Kansas, that we'll be looking at people who are caregivers and talking about how they're experiencing some problems with self-care and not able to, and sometimes with bitterness towards the person that they're caring for, and not feeling freedom. And we know if that bitterness continues, that usually some things happen that should not happen. So I will be speaking on that on one evening. We'll have some conferences and counseling sessions for those people who realize that they go through the bar process and those things are revealed to them where they need help. So I'll be there to help them move through that and sign them up for future coaching to help them to continue to walk and to practice forgiveness. But as I say, we will also be looking at the nutrition part of that and how the part that nutrition plays with forgiveness. And I say that because I said that forgiveness is the foundation for mental health. Forgiveness is the foundation for everything that we do, because if we're walking in unforgiveness, then we're stuck in a place that we cannot move forward. So we'll talk about that as well in wherever you are. If you are feeling stuck, if you can't move forward, if you're feeling unhappy, if you can't find happiness, every time you see a person that you feel some form of bitterness towards them, hatred towards them, or whatever it is that's in your life that's causing you those feelings, then we will address those and try to help you to move out of that through the forgiveness process.
Yeah, nice. So, Chosen Pen Publishing believes that every author has a story to tell and that every story deserves to be told. So, how do you ensure diverse voices are heard in the publishing landscape, and what impact do you believe this has on shaping the future of writers and authors?
Well, it starts, I think, at the very beginning, because I do counseling and coaching with women. And a lot of them are counseling because they're hurting, they're in pain, and they don't really know how to get out of that. So one of the things that I do for them is during this time actually identifying the pain and moving them forward and letting them know that they're going through these experiences, not only for themselves, but for others. And we start with the journaling process, because I require all of them to journal on a daily basis and put out your feelings, because we know journaling is probably one of the best things that you can do to improve mental health and move towards mental health wellness. But in that process, we end up journaling, we're talking, but getting them to come to the understanding that you didn't go through these things only for yourself. You go through them for others. And once you've gotten through them, you've gotten your healing through the writing process, uh, through the journaling process. Let's write your story. Let's tell others, because others are out there, as I always say, desperately waiting to read what it is that you have to say, or to read about how you managed to overcome the difficulties that you've experienced in your life. And those nuggets that you have, that you've written, are there for someone. As I said, someone is at the bookstore right now trying to find your book. Or someone is online trying to find the answers to whatever the situation is that they're experiencing. And through that, I think that people really get that, the yearning to write. I'm there to help them in any way. I'm telling you, it's probably one of the easiest things that you can do now, because you don't have to put pen to paper anymore. You can actually speak it, and you, in the whatever app that you have, will actually write it for you while you're speaking it. So it's very, very easy to do that. Then you have a coach like myself who's sitting there with you to help you put that together and to frame it and put in a framework and get it published, so people will have it in order to help them through the situations that they are currently experiencing.
So nice. Like, let me tell you one thing. Like, being a girl myself, I really feel empowered and really feel happy for the women who are stepping forward and growing in their life. And talking about you, you are not only growing in your personal life, but you are empowering other women and other people, other communities to grow in their life. Like, really appreciable. And you're such a philanthropist, Dr. Norma, such a benevolent lady. So, your virtual book tour, talking about the VBT 2024, your virtual book tour theme seems like an exciting opportunity for authors. So, could you elaborate on the benefits of authors they can expect from it?
Well, I tell my people, my authors, of course, that, and from day one, that writing the book is not the only answer, because once that book is published, you've got a lot of work to do. And a lot of writers or authors think once that book is published, then all the monies are going to start rolling in and they're going to be millionaires. But we set that up front to say, no, that is not the truth. Once that book is written, it has to be marketed in order for people to understand it, or to find it, or to read it even. And that's where we know that the virtual book tour comes into play. It is one of our biggest marketing tools. We know that once you go on tour, that your book will be seen by, I guess, I don't know, I get information every month or so that tells me how many places it's been and how many people have seen your book. So it is amazing to me that to tell them that your book will go global, that there are people all over the world who have an opportunity to read. If they don't even buy your book, there's an opportunity for them to know who you are, that your face and your book is all over the world. And to be that global experience for my authors is 100%. They love it. I love it. We kind of push it. I mean, and the price is an awesome price. There's no way that you can go anywhere and get a better bargain than what we have right now on our virtual book tour. And you get not only the tour, but I mean, on that tour, there's so many different facets to it. You get interviews online, you get an opportunity to meet your other people, and hopefully through that, you get to some of the streams that we do, especially with speaking, getting on a speaking platform that we can get on a Chosen Pen platform, and get on a TEDx platform that we have, or the Forest platforms. So there's so many opportunities that come from the virtual book tour.
Yeah, exactly. It is an opportunity for authors. It is, and basically you are, summing up like-minded people and helping everybody to grow in their life, and like seriously amazing. Okay, so we have talked a lot of your professional accomplishments. You are driven by a deep sense of social responsibilities as well. So your passion for positively impacting the world has led you to become a dedicated global philanthropist. So, but how does forgiveness tie into the theme of this virtual book tour?
The theme of my virtual book tour, of course, is we have forgiveness across borders. And forgiveness across borders can be the borders of your city, borders of your state, borders of your country. So Chosen Pen's forgiveness across borders has gone all the way to all of those. As a matter of fact, that's what we'll be doing this weekend as part of our forgiveness across borders tour. But we've been to other states with it, and of course we've been out of the country. Forgiveness across borders actually was born or was birthed out in Africa, where I gave a speak in talking about forgiveness and was approached to ask if I could work and do something with the people there in South Africa and Botswana about forgiveness. And especially forgiveness, one of their problems, of course, is their boys are experiencing fatherless. It's in pandemic stages there. Excuse me. But so we set up a program where forgiveness for the boys would be a process where they would learn. They may not know who your father is, but let's forgive whoever that is. Let's open your heart, and all these things that are happening to you, we know that you're harboring bitterness, you're harboring hatred, you're harboring all these things to an unknown figure, an unknown face, because you think or you know that there should be someone there for you. There should be a male figure for you. You have people who are telling you about their fathers, and they say, we have uncles, we have grandfathers or whatever, but they're perpetuating the same thing that they have. So they grew up without fathers as well. So the process of doing that, we talk about unforgiveness. We ask them to talk to us about what it would look like to forgive. What would you feel like after you've forgiven whomever that bitterness is towards? And we overcome that. In that process, we go through the process, we get them to forgive them. And in that forgiveness, we replace the unforgiveness with love. So if you can replace that unforgiveness with love and have those young men, young women, or whomever, because that's the whole process for everybody, is to replace it with love. And through that love, to let your light now shine in a positive way. And you see that change coming forth from the boys changing from out. We know that the percentage rates of boys who are going to prison, the percentage rates of them not continuing and not graduating from high school. There's statistics to back all this up about the fatherless boys, but we see them turning around and seeing their world in a different light. We see them being able to say, okay, I can really do this because there's someone here who cares. And if that someone is God, then that's where I'll go with this. But usually we try to pair them up with mentors or other male figures that can help them to move forward in a different direction, so that they can be positive products of their communities.
Great. I just wish one day I'll also just walk on this path and, start forgiving people because, anyways, jokes apart. Dr. Norma, you have over a decade of experience in the industry. So, on a more personal note, what moments or experiences have been most rewarding or memorable for you throughout your journey?
Well, part of the memories are, I suppose, when I have someone that comes back to me and says, I read your book and I grew from that. I've forgiven people. Or I read your book, or I've talked to someone that has written one of your a book through you. And through that, I have grown and I have moved away from the place that I once was. And now I'm walking in love and I'm walking in freedom. Because we know that, I always tell people, forgiveness equals freedom. So if you have unforgiveness and you're practicing forgiveness, then you are free. That you have let those old things go in the past and you're moving forward in walking in the gifts and on that journey that God is giving you to do. So once I have that, it's amazing. My other amazing event probably that happened in the last few years was the trip to Africa. I'm still in awe at all the things that happened there, that the world stages that I was able to speak on. I was able to speak at the president's wife, I guess, of Botswana, on her stage, and it's just been amazing. And to be able to go into the schools, Chosen Pen adopted 2 schools and an orphanage there, and to be able to go and take books. We took books, and to have those children open those books and stand there in awe and say, oh my goodness, here are these books. And we tried to take books of people who look like them or look like us. And they said that, a lot of them had not had those types of books before. And so we helped open the library so that they have an opportunity to go in and have all the books that they can possibly want there. I think we took like 700 or so many books at that time. And then we're still collecting books. Probably, I think we have maybe 1,000 books already now that we're in the process of trying to get back over there to them.
But
that was amazing
at that time.
Excuse me?
I'm saying that's still a huge number at that time.
Yes.
Initially,
Yeah, so we have people who are helping, who help collect, who send books for us to take. So that within itself is another amazing thing. And also, one of the things that I've done there is to plant forgiveness gardens. And the forgiveness garden is set up with different types of flowers and chairs and benches where people can go and reflection. It's more like a reflection garden. But I have them in the schools where I've asked the teachers, if you have children who are misbehaving, or however you define misbehaving, let them, instead of punishing them, send them to the garden and ask them to reflect on what the issue is. Sometimes they may be hungry. Sometimes they may have had problems at home. Whatever that problem is, but let's try to address that particular problem in a different way. And so we have benches there. We have flowers there where they can actually go sit. Not only them, but the whole community can come to these forgiveness gardens and enjoy the atmosphere that's there.
Yeah, you are called the First Lady of Forgiveness for a reason. Okay. Okay. So lastly, what words of wisdom would you give aspiring authors, particularly those navigating the complexities of publishing for the first time?
I would let them know that it is a process.
Mm-hmm.
Let's move away from thinking that you're going to become a millionaire, that you can become. There are different streams of income that you can take to make money based on the book, but just not traditionally the book itself. Because once you have the book published, as I said, there's work to do. Then you have to market that book, which you should start at the time that you have the idea and you want to write the book. The marketing process should start at that time. But you have to market the book. You have to try to get your paperwork, get all your things in place. So when that book is published and people call you and want to know about it and want to get you, well, can you come speak to us about this book? Because about what's in this book. Because if it's a healing story and it's a story for others and others are talking about it, then there will be different areas of people or congregations or who will want you to come speak. So you need to also practice how you're going to speak. If you're going to do a 30-minute speech, a 15-minute speech, but those are the things that get on somebody's speaking circuit and let them help you write those speeches. You need to have a signature speech. And that's what I tell them. Your book should be your book. Your book is your signature. So wherever you go, once you publish that book, you should have that book in hand. And people can ask you about it. Whether you sell it to them or not, you have an opportunity to tell your story. So keep that in mind. Keep that signature story. Do your website. Have everything about that one common book, which will become your brand. And that brand will help you throughout everything. It can be speaking, your TEDx speech, your Forbes speech, wherever you go, whatever you're doing. Then you can set up your own podcast, you can set up your own power programs, whatever it is, but that would become your platform. And that's how you start trying to make the money. You think more about, not so much about the money, but about getting your word out. And once you get the word out, other things will start to come. And Chosen Pen helps with each of those pieces. We help you get on air. We help you get on broadcast. We also interview you on our own Chosen Pen conversation broadcast and other people that we have partnered with. So it's all that part. Just think about it not just as your book, but the book is your signature, and it moves your signature forward into your brand. That's where we start trying to help you monetize all of that.
That's really insightful, and I hope this process, the step which you have told, the insights you have given, will definitely help many of emerging authors. So I'll ask my social media team specifically to post this process in a separate video, so it can be helpful for more and more authors. Okay, so that's it for today. Thank you so much, Dr. Norma, for sharing your journey, vision, and thoughtful insights with us. It was really exciting having you at BIZBoost Talks Live, and I look forward to getting connected with you again. And yeah, thank you so much. And to all the viewers, Dr. Norma McLauchlin is inviting all the esteemed authors to take a virtual tour now. Well, what's in it? So let me tell you, just type Choosing Pen Publishing and then go to the virtual book tour. Yes, it's a fantastic opportunity to share your work. Take a tour now. And Dr. Norma, would you like to add anything here?
I would just ask you to, we will be doing a virtual retreat, a virtual summit at the end of the month on the fathers. So please follow us throughout the month. We will be giving different quotes and information about fatherhood. But the 21st century father is what we're looking at this month, and looking at the difference between what happened with the fathers in the past and what the fathers today need to help their children to be successful. We know the world has changed so much in the last few decades that we are trying to pull forth a roadmap that will help our fathers today to move forward and ensure that their children have the success that they've had. And we're looking at how do you take your child into being owners? How do you take your child into taking advantage of technology today instead of just going in? Let's use that technology in a way that we as fathers and we as children can all benefit from it. So those will be some of the things we'll be talking about this month.
Yeah, thank you so much for sharing. And yeah, guys, let me just remind you, we will just add this in the description of this video about the fatherhood, what's the date, what's the details, and how you can tune in on that. Yeah, thank you so much, Dr. Norma. And a big thanks to everyone for tuning in. Follow Dr. Norma on X, Instagram, Facebook, and LinkedIn. You can find all the links in the live description. Also, I'm really grateful to the one who created this amazing platform where we can connect and communicate meaningfully from anywhere, like seriously from anywhere. Thank you so much, Mr. Mohd Imran, the CEO, founder, and creator of BIZBoost Galaxy. And wrapping up this empowering interview, that's all for today's BIZBoost Talks Live. Remember, we are here to provide a global stage with maximum exposure and impact to support growth for everyone globally, from human to human. Drop a comment and tell a friend. So signing off, see you in our next session. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Dr. Norma. And thank you so much, Paul. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.